In this video, we're going to go over how to fix SI joint pain in as little as 30 seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, I'm going to go over a very easy to follow 3-part guide that is geared towards getting rid of SI joint pain, hopefully for good. Each part works a little bit differently, so if you're looking to get the best results, go through all 3 of them, put them together. As a bonus, all of these exercises can be done at home, do not require any special equipment, and may give quick SI joint pain relief, even in as little as 30 seconds. So let's get started and fix that SI joint pain right now. In the first part, we're going to focus on a self-reset or mobilization of the SI joint. It really helps with joint stiffness, opening it up. With these exercises, yes, you can get a nice, satisfying self-pop, crack, or release with them. I'm going to start off with one that you can do right in bed. I find myself doing this pretty much almost every single morning just to loosen up the back. Whatever side that we're focusing on, let's say that I'm having a lot of tightness in my right SI joint, I'm going to put the opposite side towards the edge of a bed. So in this case, it would be my left. I'm going to straighten that leg out, that left leg. I'm going to take my right side, bend the knee, and then put my foot right underneath my left knee. I'm going to press down with my left leg into my toes, into the bed right there for a stable anchor point. From there, I'm going to take my left hand, place it on the outside of my right knee. I'm going to start off by just rotating this bent knee off the edge of a bed. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot stretch into the lower back, the pelvis, but more so into the SI joint. Really focus on feeling it into the SI joint. Once you hit a very comfortable stretch, what I'm going to do is straighten my right arm like this, make a fist, and then rotate my upper body and head in the opposite direction. This will create a corkscrew into the back. So I'm really pulling over as much as I can, and then I'm lowering my arm and rotating my head and upper body towards the opposite direction. This feels really good. Again, you might get a self-release into that SI joint with this one, but don't try to force it. Go for a deep stretch. Hold this one for 15 to 20 seconds. You're just going to relax, take a breather, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. With each repetition, try to take this knee further off the bed right here and stretch more into it with that corkscrew. And when you're done on one side, I do recommend doing it on the other to keep both in balance. So here is a very easy way to be able to self-reset, mobilize, just take a lot of tension out of those SI joints pretty much anywhere. You can do this one right in a chair. Let's scoot right towards the edge of that chair, have very good upright posture to begin with. Our legs are going to be hip width apart, knees bent at 90 degrees, feet are going to be flat during this exercise. The first movement, again, very easy. I'm going to take my hands, place them off to the side of the knee right here. What we're trying to do is take the knees outwards, drive them out, but we're going to take our hands and resist that movement. This becomes an isometric exercise. So we're not allowing our knees to go outwards. We're really trying to fight it on both ends with our hands and with our knees. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot activate into the pelvis, the hips, across those SI joints. Really try to focus on that, but you want to hold this one for 5 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather, and then you're going to repeat this for 5 times. With each repetition, try to drive the knees out just a little bit more to challenge yourself. So here's the knee part. What we're going to do is make fists like this, put them together, put them in between our knees. This time around, we're going to squeeze inwards, but we're going to obviously resist against it with our fist. And I don't know if you heard it over the microphone, but I got a very good release into my right SI joint. Again, 5-second holds. You're going to relax and then repeat this for 5 times. If this does irritate your hands, you can use something like a basketball, a pillow, a rolled up towel instead, but just make sure that it's wide enough that your legs are going to be hip width apart during this exercise. In this part, we're going to focus on relieving tightness and stiffness in and around the SI joint with some great stretching exercises. This one can be done in bed or on the floor. I'm going to start off by taking the side that I'm having issues. Let's say I have a lot of right sacroiliac pain. I'm going to bend that side's knee at 90 degrees like this. We're going to take our foot and turn it inwards. So we're taking the toes and turning it inwards. When you do this, you should already start to feel a lot activating around the hip. From there, I'm going to take my hands, overlap them, place them on the inside of that bent knee. The movement, we're trying to take our bent knee 45 degrees towards the other shoulder. So right knee towards the left shoulder. And I'm going to press into my hands, and my hands are going to resist this movement. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot fire into the hips, the pelvis, into the SI joint. Really focus on that. You want to hold this for 15 to 20 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather, and then you're going to repeat this 3 to 5 times. With each repetition, challenge yourself to turn the foot inward more, and also try to press more into your hands. For the next part, we're going to focus on activating the muscles just a little bit differently. So I'm going to keep my knee bent at 90 degrees, but this time around, I'm going to turn my foot outward. I'm going to overlap my hands again, place them on the outside of the knee, and I'm going to drive my knee straight away from the body, but I'm going to resist this motion. Again, you're going to feel a lot fire into the hips, the pelvis, into the SI joint, but it's going to feel just a little bit differently. Hold this one for 15 to 20 seconds, relax, and then repeat this one 3 to 5 times. Again, challenging yourself with each repetition. Here is a great mobility exercise that puts a lot of dynamic movement across the pelvis, into the hips, into those SI joints. It's called heel to knee, knee to knee. This one is best done next to a door frame because we can grip it for stability. So let's start by taking one side, bending the knee just like this. I'm going to take my heel on the bent side, place it on the inside of the other side's knee. So in this case, my right heel is pressing into the inside of my left knee. We want to press very slightly with our heel into our knees for a stable anchor point, but not causing any discomfort. I'm going to take the hand on the bent side's knee, place it on the inside of my knee. So my right hand on the inside of my right knee. What I'm doing is pressing outwards to wing this knee backwards. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot activate into the groin, into the hip, across the pelvis, into that SI joint. Really focus on feeling it into the SI joint. Once you hit a very comfortable stretch, you want to hold this one for at least 10 seconds, but if it feels good, hold it for longer. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather. What we're going to do next is take the bent side knee and then place it on the inside of the straight knee. Press into it very slightly again for a stable anchor point. I like to put my hand on my hip like this. This time around, we're going to wing our heel and our foot forward, and you'll notice that it hits the muscles around the SI joint just a little bit differently, but try to wing that forward as much as you can. Again, holding for 10 seconds, but longer if it does feel good. From there, just relax and then just simply repeat this 3 to 5 times. With each repetition, always stretch into it just a little bit more to get a better activation of those muscles. And when you're done on one side, always switch to the other to keep them both in balance. So if we want to get rid of SI joint pain but also help prevent it into the future, we have to strengthen everything into the pelvis, the hips, and the sacroiliac joints. Here's a very easy strengthening exercise that you can do right at the edge of a bed. What you want to do is position your upper body so it's supported by the bed. Put a pillow or towel underneath your hips, your stomach right here for extra comfort. We're just going to allow the hips, the legs to go straight down towards the floor. The movement is very easy. I'm going to outstretch my arms like this and just kind of pull your fingers forward until it feels like a very good stretch throughout the whole back, and then kind of just grip right into your bed with the fingers for a stable anchor point. I'm going to tuck my chin towards my chest for a little bit better posture. From there, I'm going to lift my legs up just very, very slowly up towards the ceiling. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot activate across the lower back, into the pelvis, into those SI joints. The more that you lift up, the more challenging this will get. Go to a point where it's a very good activation and it's pretty challenging, and you want to hold this for about 5 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather, and then just simply repeat this up to 10 to 15 times. When you do this too, you might only be able to go up just very slightly. You may have some weakness going on into the pelvis, so go as far as you feel comfortable, and over time you'll probably be able to progress into this just a little bit more. How we can take this one to the next level is to incorporate a little bit more dynamic movement in there to challenge the SI joints and the muscles just a little bit differently. So let's put our heels together and then repeat this exercise. This will take the knees outwards when you do this. You'll notice that it hits the muscles just a little bit differently. So again, hold that for about 5 seconds. Just relax, repeat this one up to 10 to 15 times. After you've done that, let's put the knees together instead. So our feet and ankles are going outwards now. And again, you'll just notice that it hits it just a little bit differently. But if you feel that one of those positions, one of those movements hits the SI joints a little bit better, Make note of that, throw more repetitions in, use what works best for you. So here is a really easy and effective way to strengthen everything in and around the sacroiliac joint. It's a combination exercise of a popular yoga pose, the bird dog, and the fire hydrant. We just need a sturdy chair for this one without wheels. I'm also going to use a pillow or towel underneath my knees for extra comfort. Start by putting your hands together and making a V shape with your elbows and forearms, and just place them on that chair for a sturdy anchor point for your upper body. Let's also tuck the chin towards the chest for better posture. Let's start off with the bird dog, a very easy movement. I'm just going to straighten one leg back like this as much as I can. When you do this, you want to kind of point the toes away from you too. And you're going to feel a lot activated into the back of the hamstrings, the back of the leg, the glute buttock, the hip, the pelvis, low back, and core muscles. Start off by holding this one for about 5 to 10 seconds. And then from there, just relax and repeat it on the other side. If you do want to challenge yourself, you can hold it for longer, but I would just start off by doing it for 5 to 10 seconds. You want to do this one nice and slowly for about 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. From there, we're going to build into the fire hydrant, and you're going to see here in just a second why it's called that. So let's start with our knees bent roughly at 90 degrees. Again, we're going to just anchor our upper body on the chair. Let's tuck the chin towards the chest. This movement, I'm going to lift one knee up like this and then rotate the whole side of my body, pretty much from my lower back all the way to my head up towards the ceiling. So it's a nice swinging motion with one side of our body. And when you do this, you're really going to feel a lot activate. The more that you raise up, you're going to feel it into that SI joint. So really focus on feeling it into the lower back, pelvis, hips, and that sacroiliac joint. Hold this one for 5 to 10 seconds. You're just going to relax, take a breather, and then repeat it on the other side. Again, you can challenge yourself by holding it longer if you would like to, but you want to do this one nice and slowly for about 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching.